Okay, here we are for our very last card. And I'm switching gears a little bit, and we're making this card for Father's Day. Or you can make it into a birthday card. Also, this is a little bit maybe, not necessarily masculine, but you could color the tool handles pink, purple, blue, yellow, whatever you want to do. This is the Trusty Tools set. This is the stamp set. Again, not again, but photopolymer. And there's the die set. A ton of die pieces in this one. To be exact, there's 20 of them. So it cuts out the stamped images. They work as standalones. There's a handle. This builds a toolbox to carry the tools, a drill bit. So a lot of fun pieces in this one. And I chose to make a Father's Day card with it. I did a class maybe a month ago, 2 months ago. Actually, it was probably longer than that now. And we turned this into a birthday card as well. So let's get started on that one. And get the parts out of the envelope, which is how I try to stay organized. I went ahead and got started on some of the things. For example, I die cut this piece out already, and I stamped and die cut out the tools already. And I colored 2 of the 3, but I wanted to color the paintbrush with you. So why don't we get started with coloring the paintbrush? As you can see in my sample, I colored, and I'm using Stampin' Blends when I say color. I colored in the handle like it's a wooden handled paintbrush. And I colored this little strip here like it was metal, and then I added some paint to the tip. So the colors that I used are, just so I remember, Crumb Cake for the wood handle. What's the gray I use? Smoky Slate for the metal, Real Red for the handles and the tip of the pencil, Daffodil Delight for the pencil, and this is, I believe, Old Olive. Yes, Old Olive for the paint. And then the cardstock is Old Olive, so it kind of coordinates with that. So let's color our paintbrush. I'm going to pull in the dark Smoky Slate, and I'm going to color this metal piece right here. I'm not going to use 2 different shades of it. I'm just going to use the dark one. And then for the tip of the paint, I'm going to use the dark Old Olive. And, you know, I'm just going to pretend it goes like that. The nice thing about the stamp set is if you didn't want to color this in with a blend, there's this stamp right here actually puts paint on the paintbrush, and this piece, and this piece, I don't know if you can see that, hopefully there's not a glare, but they're actually stamps that fill in the handles of the tools, so you don't have to color them with a blend. But I like to color. I feel like I have more options this way, and it's a little easier sometimes to line up. It's easier to color for me sometimes than it is to line up that stamp to get the image directly in there. So I think I like that. Let's pull in the Crumb Cake, and I'm going to start with the dark, and I'm going to just follow along these lines here. Because again, like you know, I don't have to be a professional or an expert to color. I just like it. It's relaxing for me. And oops, yes, this is the light Crumb Cake. It almost looked like the Smoky Slate for a minute there. Let's color this top part, the light. So now, like I said, I'm moving on to the light. And the more you circle it, it'll blend a little more. You don't want to go too much because you don't want to start blending the Memento ink. You won't. I mean, it takes a little bit to do that, but I feel like my light Crumb Cake, oh, it's doing okay actually. Thought I was running out of ink a little bit there for a minute. Whoops, kind of spun that out of control there. And the more you color it, you know, it'll get a little bit darker. Let me go here a little bit more. There, I think that looks good. Okay, so now our tools are colored and those are ready to go. So let's do a little stamping. I've got the pencil ready, and I've got Happy Father's Day ready. So let me pull in Old Olive, and we will stamp Happy Father's Day at the top, or if you choose to make this a birthday card, whatever you want to stamp. Again, I hope I don't get my head in that. That looks great. And what did I put on the inside? You're the most awesome. So again, while I have the ink out, let's stamp, sorry that twisted a little bit there. Let's stamp the inside while we have the ink pad out. It's a little, my stamp pad's a little juicy here. Okay, we're done with that color. Now let's pull in the memento and stamp the pencil at the bottom so we can color that one in. Memento is not as juicy, so it's a little bit of a firmer ink pad. So that's probably why you hear the tap, tap, tap. There we go. Pencil is ready to go. Okay, so the pencil I'm going to use the light one. No, I'm going to use the dark one. Changed my mind twice. I'm going to color the top like an eraser. I don't know, in my head they used to be red. I could be completely wrong. And then dark Daffodil Delight to color the rest of the pencil yellow. I mean, who uses number 2 pencils anymore? I can't even really remember. I mean, I remember them being yellow. Who knows? We'll have to see. Okay, that is ready to go. So I'm going to pull in again. You've seen me use this a couple times, the silicone mat, just in case. You see the glue from the card before? You see if I can just rub that off, right? It's gone. So that's why I like to use it when I might be a little messy with my glue, which I might be with this one. I'm going to try not to be. I'm going to run glue just down this middle, the middle like this of the dots. And that should be just enough. We shouldn't need anything more than that. And you see how, oops, I just stuck my finger in that. You see how there's globs of glue right there as I just put my finger in it again? I'm going to wait to put that on my card because I want it to be a little more tacky, because if I try to put that down now, it's probably going to ooze out. So I'm going to wait on that for just a minute. And while that's drying a little bit, I'm going to flip these tools over and I'm going to put some dimensionals on these. Now, the paintbrush is a pretty good size, so I can get 2 regular dimensionals on that, but you'll see how the handles are a little smaller. So because of that, I'm going to bring in mini dimensionals. And you can see how they're a little, not little, they are tinier, and they fit in those handles just right. So I'm going to use mini dimensionals to cover the rest of these tools. And that way you won't see the dimensional when we put them down. It's probably enough. I got that one kind of to the side, but you won't see it. This is where I miss my nails. I tore them all off. Work's been a little stressful, so you can see my fingers are, I need to stop picking my fingers. Okay. So we've got those ready to go. And we still got some glue there, so why don't we go ahead and take, actually, did I put anything else in the inside? No, I didn't. Sometimes I might throw another stamp set in there. Like what would be cute in there is maybe the screws down there. I did a pencil on the inside of another card, but because I put the pencil on the outside, I don't think we need another one inside. So we'll just glue this down. Into the center of the card, like that. And let's go ahead and put this one down because we are done with stamping, so there's nothing more we need to worry about. Stay a little flat for me, buddy. Come on. Oops, see? Crooked. Although that one was a slip more than anything else. Okay, there we go. So because this one is still a little clunky at the end, I'm just going to tap it on that. And we should be fine. So let me move that out of the way. And I'm gonna put my tool rack, is what this looks like to me. I'm gonna lay that right there. There we go. Now, I'm gonna keep that flat actually. Now let's put our tools up. In my mind, of course I don't have tools hanging up, so I'm not positive. My dad has one in his garage, so actually I'm gonna try to move that dimension a little bit. I think I have some, yeah, we can move that. There we go. So I feel like a hammer has a peg and holds, you know, goes on the tool rack like that. The paintbrush might be held by a peg right there. And maybe the wrench, because of this part on the wrench, might hang that way as well. So that's why I put my tools this way. I mean, you can put them any way you want, right? This is your card. You're the creator. You can put these together however you want. Okay, let's put the hammer. And on this one, I kind of put some at an angle. This one, I think I'm just going to put them straight up and down. Who knows, maybe I didn't mean to do that and that's what happened. But after I looked at it, I went, tools don't really hang that direction, do they? And again, not that it matters. All right, and there's our wrench. And let me crease this a little bit. Sometimes when you fold the cards open to put them together. And there we go, the very last card of the day from the Trusty Tools set. A Happy Father's Day card ready to go. So I hope you've enjoyed the videos today. And again, what these are free card kits, and it's good for a week. So what it means is if you place an order with the link that I've placed on probably 3 of the 4 videos, place a $40 order before shipping and tax using that ordering link, and place the order by next week. I believe I set the deadline to be, let me look at my calendar here. Yes, deadline is June 2nd. Place a $40 order before shipping and tax, and it can be anything you want. Do you need adhesive? Do you have your eye on another stamp set? Whatever it is you want, you place an order for that. It doesn't have to be anything I showed you here today. And then I will pick up that order because I'll see it come through on the host code that I put onto that order link. And I will send you all the parts and pieces to make these cards that I showed today, all 4 of them, with the exception of anything that comes directly from the sets. So for example, I wouldn't send you this piece or the tools. Basically on this one, all you'd get is the card base and the white cardstock, and then this solid piece of copper clay and a spare piece of white to cut these out. So if you did order the Trusty Tool set, you would have everything you needed to make this card. I hope that makes sense, but if you have any questions, feel free to email me at craftingbreaks74@gmail.com or put a comment in below one of the videos. Thanks so much. Bye.